Today, I want to share how I'm keeping my grocery budget at under $234 per person per month in my house. But before we get started, if you're new to the channel, I'm one half of the Canny Couple. I'm Julia. Aaron is the other half, and he's not here today. And we're a small homestead family in rural Southwest Virginia that work every single day to merge homesteading and frugality. Our goal is to be more dependent on our homestead, more self-reliant, and less dependent on outside sources, but we're not there yet. And we're never going to be 100% not dependent on outside sources because of the way today, the way the world works. But we're working on reducing it. And one of the areas that I've been working really hard, especially on our budget, is with our grocery bill. If you're like us, groceries are more and more expensive. It is one of the few things that we aren't seeing the prices really go down on. I know a couple of years ago, I would go to the grocery store and what I would come out with would be $30. And then I go to the grocery store now and I'm spending $60, $70 if I'm not careful. And I'm probably getting less food. I know I'm getting different food. So I have, since I came home full-time to be a stay-at-home mom and full-time homesteader and do all the things, I've actually been keeping our grocery budget less than half of what we used to spend when I was working full-time. And if you like this content and any of the other content we have out, we would really appreciate it if you hit the like start button. So how am I doing this? How am I keeping our grocery budget so low? So this is the average dollar amount. Aaron did the math, and we are looking at June right now. So if you look at the month of June, we actually have our set budget for $300. It's what we have our set grocery budget, $100 per person. There's 3 of us. We are a smaller homestead family. We're not exactly the norm. We're a very small family, and we don't have any plans to extend that out. But we still want to make sure we're being very frugal, we're being very cost effective, watching every penny and dollar. And there are ways to make cuts in your budget. I will tell you, when I first set this budget dollar amount, Aaron didn't think I could do it. He's like, there's no way in this world she can do this. He thought for sure we were going to have to readjust this dollar amount, change the number. But now that we've been into this for 4 months of actually using the grocery budget as it's intended, but as January and February we did a pantry challenge, we're seeing that we are actually doing really well. And the fact that I have averaged for the first 6 months of the year under $234 a month is amazing to me. That's less than $100 per person. Less than $100 per person per month in our family. And we're eating good food. We're eating whole foods. I'm buying the best flour I can find. And that's what we make our bread with, our sourdoughs, all of those things. I am, really working very hard to make sure I'm feeding us whole ingredient food, less processed food. I'm making a lot more from scratch, and I think that's helping a lot as well. So how do I keep our budget low? So I will tell you, the number one thing is I shop the sales and I shop my ads. And in our area, we don't get a lot of the really good deals you're going to see at a lot of other places. I look at somebody who's a couple of hours from us, their YouTube channel, and watch her deals, and I'm like, wow, that is crazy. It's too far away for us to travel. But the deals that she could get compared to what I have access to here are by far, like, she can get what she would spend half of what I would spend on the same stuff. But I will tell you, I scour these ads. Now, a lot of these tips you have to understand are going to take time. If you're wanting to cut your grocery bill, you're going to have to put the time and effort into it. As you do more and more, you'll spend less time working on it. You'll get more knowledgeable. You'll understand how your stores work. It's really dependent on your area. You're also going to learn what your sale prices are. You need to know that. Get a price book, get whatever you need to know what your sale prices are. I don't need that. I know a good deal when I see it. I've been doing this long enough that I know if you're going to buy pasta sauce and it's on sale for 88 cents, that's about as cheap as you're going to get it here. If I see cheese at $1.75 per 8-ounce block, that's a really good price for me. I'm going to pick that up. If I can get a pound of it for $3.59, I'm gonna pick that up. That's my sell price. That's when I will usually get it. If it's lower, I'm gonna double up, get as much of it as I can to put in the freezer or to can for later. So you have to look at these ads. You have to actually look at them. And I will tell you today, it's gotten a lot easier. It really has, because now you have pickup. And because you have pickups, you can actually go online and look at the prices and now do your price comparison between multiple stores. Whereas before, you'd have to go into the store, you'd have to know what it is at Walmart, what it is at Aldi's, you'd have to know what it is at, for me, Food City or Food Line. All of these stores, I'd have to know their each and every single one's individual price. Well, now I could go online because of food pickup and actually compare and look at what is the price of the organic mac and cheese that I get from my little one. I know what it is at Aldi's. What is it at Walmart? What's the price of the organic pasta? I can go to Aldi's. I can go to Walmart. I can go to Food City. Now, I'll tell you this. I don't like pickup. I know a lot of people say this is one of the best ways one of the best things you can do to save money. I don't agree with that. I actually spent more money when we were doing pickups than I ever did going into the grocery store. And our pickup, we actually get charged for it at our local grocery store. It was a whopping $5 per pickup. But I found that the substitutions and things of that nature, but it just wasn't worth it for me. I would rather go and make the substitution for myself inside the grocery store. But I know to each their own. A lot of people feel like they don't have the time for that. For me, it's worth me making that extra effort, that extra time to put forward and to make adjustments in other places in my schedule. That's for me. To each their own. So I scoured these ads. I know my deal. So if I were buying regular pasta now and not organic, I would have picked up my limit on this pasta here. It is the Food Club pasta, buy one, get one. And so that means it's going to be under $1, probably close to like 90 cents per box. That's my current sale price. Before, I used to get it for 70. When you can get it under 90 cents, because I know that's now the sale price, I would have picked that up. You can see I marked cheese here because that's my sale price for this cheese. So I went ahead and marked it. $2 per block tends to be about the best that I can get, unless they have it a little bit cheaper, and then I would pick that up. So this is what I do. I actually pull this out, I go through it, and then I circle all my items that I think are a good deal. Put it away. I don't look at it for a day. So I get it on Wednesday, I put it away, I don't look at it for a day, and then whenever I need to do my grocery list, I scour these things. And I will go through them 2, 3, 4 times. If there's really good deals, I'll go through them even more. And so here's our other grocery store we go to. This one had a few items. Like the sweet potatoes, the 69 cents wasn't bad. I feel like cherries, $2.99 is probably about the cheapest. We would have seen them here. And then just some other things. But this one tends to be, so we don't shop at Food Line usually. We like it. You know how you know your grocery stores? We can get some of the best deals there if you're really careful and you really watch. And they have the best coupon savings. They have an amazing program for that. So if you have one, don't knock it. Go try it. Especially their coupon, but you have to look at the ads. I don't think they're one of the few that online, at least in our area, you don't actually get to go see the prices. But like I said, all I do is I go through them and I will build my grocery list and build it from here. Now, how do I do my grocery list? So I don't just buy for the current week ahead or the current 2 weeks ahead. I buy to restock my pantry and to, I'm sorry about the beeping, that's my canner, so it'll be a few seconds. But so what I do is I actually go through for what I need to have, what I know is on sale, and what I'm restockpiling on. I don't go in there without a plan. I don't go in there without knowing what I'm going to be buying, what I have intention of buying. I go by my list. We rarely go off the list unless something's wrong. Like one time we were going to get meat sticks because they were on sale, and we were going to get some beans. Well, the meat sticks were bad, so we just ended up getting all beans. So I might take things off the list, but I don't usually add things on the list without there being a good reason. But what I usually like to do is I like to spend $50 a week in the month for our regular groceries. So it would be $200 a month on regular groceries. This is for milk, bananas, all those things that we need just to get by, to make sure we're having anything fresh, anything like that. And then I like to spend $100 to make sure my working pantries are stockpiled. So I'll tell you, right now I'm actually probably doing half and half. If not, some months it might be closer to $100 on regular groceries and $200 on stockpile groceries, depending on the deals. This month it's probably going to be closer to $200 on stockpile or working pantry refresh and $100 on our regular groceries, because we had a really good deal come up this month. I mean, an amazing deal at one of our local grocery stores that's not quite in the area that we go to very often, but one that Aaron keeps an eye out on for deals. So you can also look at your local grocery stores and sign up for their social media websites if you are active on social media. This is what Aaron has done. So when a deal comes up, it pops up on his feed. He sends it to me and I can go through it and actually see if it's worth us going. I was able to get bone-in chicken breast for 98 cents a pound. I got almost 50 pounds. So what am I doing? I'm maximizing every penny that I spent on those. I had what's in my canner right now, his chicken, because I was able to get that, and now I'm going to have lots of pints and half pints of canned chicken. I have no idea how many I'm going to end up with. I'm going to have chicken broth from the bones. I'm going to have the little pieces of chicken that were still in the bones I couldn't get off that I've cooked. I'm going to separate those out, put those in the freezer. We're going to use those for pizzas, for quesadillas, for quick meals that I need to have, and I can just pull out a little bag of chicken and we have it ready to go. Omelets, anything like that that you could possibly think of. I'm going to use every bit of that I could have. There were a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, but several people showed up to the store when it opened, when the sale started. I will tell you, nobody was picking up that chicken. Nobody. Which was crazy to me. If there was nothing else I was getting at the store, it was that chicken. I could have done without a lot of the other deals, but the chicken was by far enough of a reason for us to get up and go. There were other deals there. They had water on sale for $2 for a 24 pack. We always keep a couple bottles of water around for emergencies in case we need it, just like a pack or two. So we went ahead and picked up a pack to refresh our supply. We picked up some bacon. They had bacon for 60 cents a pound, so it was 30 pounds of bacon for $17, $18, which was crazy good. And it was the ends and pieces. So I've got 30 bags, well, 29 bags of bacon in my freezer ready for us to have on the weekends for breakfast. They had some ribs on sale for 79 cents. We picked up some of those, so that's a couple of really good meals to have. So I'm maximizing the sales, I'm maximizing everything within my budget, and I'm still under budget for the month. I mean, it was amazing how if you just are diligent and you look and you watch and you pay attention to what's actually happening, you can really, really save money. Now, I will tell you, some of these places, they like to trick you. So we do have a grocery store that will put a really good sale on. Like, they'll have turkeys for 50 cents a pound, which Aaron and I will go all day long and go, if I see 50-cent pound turkey, I'm getting 3-4 turkeys. I'm putting them in the freezer. I'm putting them somewhere. We like turkey that much, and you can do so much with it. I could get multiple meals out of one turkey for our family. Well, you can go and you won't actually see the deal. This deal that we had where we got the bacon, the chicken, the ribs, the bacon was the thing that brought people in. There were only 4 boxes. 4 boxes, and this sale was supposed to go on for multiple days, like 4 or 5 days. There's no way all the people that are going there for those boxes are actually going to get there. But that's what people are looking for. They're looking for that one item. They're getting you into the store because once they get you into the store, they're more likely to entice you to spend money in other ways. That's the other thing you have to really watch out for. You have to stick to that list. You cannot divert. It is so tempting, and they know marketing. They know everything. If you ever watch commercials on TV or on YouTube or however you consume anything, you're going to notice that one of the things that a commercial is, if you look at the branding of the item, the colors, say the color is green, you're going to notice that the person's wearing green. The house has green accents. The curtains are going to be green. The rug or the blanket or something's going to match that color, so you start to associate the color. People spend millions and millions and millions of dollars on marketing to get you to spend your money. They really do. And you have to be aware and know how to combat and fight that, because I can tell you now, sticking to that list and not diverting and going in there with a plan will save you so much more money than anything else. Even what I cook for our meals, I will have a plan before I leave this house. I will have a plan on Thursday what we're going to have the next week, even though I'm not cooking for 3 or 4 days. Aaron and I will talk about it. He'll say, I don't care, whatever you want. And I'll be like, okay, whatever I want, I'm cooking whatever the meal's going to be for the week. And then he's like, oh, what are we having, whenever I put it on his plate. I'm joking, but sometimes it seems to work that way. But it works out really well when you have a plan, you know what you're having. And I will tell you, I cook the majority of my meals for the next week. I cook it from my working pantry. I don't actually cook it from what I buy here. This is mostly to restockpile my week. I need bananas for my little one. I need milk for my little one. This is to make sure that I have a constant flow of other good food, and I'm constantly rotating between it. And we're not in, a series where I need to have pasta. I have no pasta. Now I have to go buy pasta at $1.50 versus 90 cents, and that's 60 cents. A lot of people might be like, well, 60 cents isn't that big of a deal, Julia. No, but it does add up. All of this stuff adds up. 98 cents for bone, it was split chicken breast, so it had the bone in it, versus $2.99 for boneless, skinless chicken breast. I'm gonna pick the bone in every day. And I know a lot of people are they have issues with that. I get it. Well, I don't get it, but I understand, and you do however you want to do. But even like the boneless, skinless chicken breast, they've been having sales. You have to watch. Our grocery store will have a sale. It'll be like a little coupon, like down here somewhere. And what they will do is they'll say you can get it with the coupon code. You got to download the coupon. You can get it for $1.88 a pound. But it has to be a certain code. So you got to find the code. You have to know. And there's also going to be a limit. I also had one for a hamburger. But you got to spend $25 to get the hamburger that you're going to buy for a sale price. So we have to make sure we're doing our math. We're adding things up in the grocery store. You can also, because now you have access to see what the price of everything is, you can actually add up your groceries before you leave. I have an approximate dollar amount of what I'm going to be spending at the grocery store before I ever leave. It's not a guessing game to me. I know what I'm going to be spending. So all of these things come into play when I'm going in, and this is how I've been saving money. I will also say the other thing that is probably a little bit different is because I am a homesteader. We already have a lot of our fresh fruit, our fresh vegetables on the homestead. We grow our own lettuces for salads. We have put away a lot of squash, a lot of zucchini, and things like that from the year before. So we've really maximized our garden, so we always have that food on hand. But I don't rely solely on my gardens. I still buy some food. Now, fruit is a different story. We do produce a lot of fruit on our property, but I do still buy bananas. Bananas are probably one of the, I want to say cheap, but you can get a couple pounds of bananas for $2, $3 depending on your area, your price, and they can go a long ways if you're looking to get some more fresh fruit in your household. But I would say you want to make sure you're shopping your seasonal fruit, and if you are in an area where you can go to a farmer's market and they have really good prices, you need to utilize that. Go and buy in bulk. Make a friend. If you can get 2 or 3 hours and get to one of those Amish like auctions for food, I would do that over gardening any day, personally. Before I started being able to grow enough of my own tomatoes, we actually would buy boxes of tomatoes, and that turned out to be cheaper for me than buying canned tomatoes with the amount that we would eat. I could go buy boxes of tomatoes for about $8 to $10 a box. And they were regular size boxes, not like a flat, but a pretty deep box. And I would get between 4 to 10 a year and get those canned up. So that's what we did before we started growing enough of our own. If we don't grow enough of our own, we can go pick up a box. I know a lot of people get a box of tomatoes, it could be $20. Now you're probably not going to get like the very best quality, but I'll tell you, the last time we got them, we actually got the amazing tomatoes for $8 a box. They had them running on sale, but because Aaron subscribed to their social media, looked at their feed, and was watching those things, he was able to catch that sale, and we were able to get down there and get it before it ran out. You have to put in the work. You really do. This doesn't happen overnight. This doesn't happen just sitting there and just walking into the grocery store and this stuff gets in your cart. You have to do the work to make this happen. You have to know your prices. And once you start to get into the rhythm of this, it gets easier. It really, really does. It's one of those things that as you start to do more and more of it, you're going to get better and better. I was already into it, but what happened is I actually cut out a lot of convenience foods. I was buying convenience foods, having those on hand for us, and because of that, when I was working full-time, and I needed that to have something taken off of me. I would have frozen pizzas in the freezer. I would have some other items in the freezer just in case I needed to grab a meal and go. And, I took that out of our budget. Once I took that out of our budget, even though I was shopping the sales, making sure I wasn't paying more than a certain dollar amount, I was still spending more money than I needed to. Now I buy pepperoni in bulk. I cut it into pieces, pre-portion it out, and I have a little baggie, and it's just enough pepperoni to cover a pizza for me, Aaron, and the baby, and then we can have a buffalo chicken pizza, and it works out just perfect for us. I mean, it really does. You have to know your family. You have to know what your needs are, and you really have to know your area and your prices. Don't just and you gotta be able to put the work in. I would utilize, right now I've really been utilizing the websites. And when I think of something that we want, I go in and I go and search Walmart, I go and search Aldi's, I go and search our local food cities, I go search anywhere I can think of. Kroger, you can go search Kroger, anywhere that you could think of to try to save that extra money, because I've actually found a lot of people feel like Kroger's a lot cheaper. For us, what we buy every day, I feel like it's more expensive. For me personally, and I know people who can get amazing deals, but it's not convenient for us to get to Kroger to get those amazing deals. So I hope this helps you. Please leave in the comments below what you're doing to keep your grocery budget low. When we actually did the math, I was shocked at how well we were doing. Aaron is still floored. I don't think he believes that it's right, but he's the one who inputs the budget and does the math. So it has to be. But I'm so proud, and I'm not saying this in a different way. I'm so thankful I'm able to do this for my family and take control of this and keep our budget under control, and just in a way that really helps us, because this is something that I've always felt like has been, one of my family responsibilities in our household. And I'm so happy I can bring what little bit of skill I have to our family to help us save money, because it's so important to us as a family. And I would love to know what you're doing to save money. I would love to be able to share it with everybody. So if you have ways that you like to save and I get enough of them, I'll do a video on everybody and their different ways to save money, because we all are looking for ways to save right now. We absolutely are. The economy is crazy, and it just doesn't feel like the prices of things are ever going to go down. It doesn't seem like it or feel like it. But we would all like to find ways to save money, and I'm still shocked that I'm keeping my grocery bill so low. Now, I'll tell you, I'm expecting it to go up throughout the year, and we'll do another recap on this, either on our podcast or maybe even a video towards the end of the year of what the actual grocery budget looks like, because we wanted to average out to $300 per month for the entire year. That's our goal, $3,600 for groceries for the entire year. That includes any Azure Standard trips or anything like that. But we're doing pretty good so far. I feel pretty good. 6 months into the year, we're at $234 a month. I'm feeling pretty good. So let me know what y'all think and leave your comments below. Make sure you check out our link tree with all of our other content. And as always, thank you for joining us on the Canny Couple, where we work hard, live simple, and enjoy life. Have a wonderful day.